Greetings, fellow humans, and welcome to another book review. This time, Perfect Break by one of my favorite poets, Anaïs Chartschenko. Anaïs is an indie author, originally from Canada, and now currently resides in in Oregon. As a poet, I really am a big fan of her work. This is actually the third book of hers that I've read. No, fourth book, fourth. I'm not exactly sure. I've read The Whisper Collector. I've read Bright Needles, and this is Perfect Break. This is the third one that I read. I had to recount that. Shows that it was a long week, but I don't care. This is the first. And the waitlist one. So this is the fourth one. Aha! I wasn't crazy, but in a good way. The waitlist one was the first one where she wrote a YA novel in verse form about a young woman afflicted with an eating disorder and all that goes with it, and the undertones and what goes behind closed doors. It's very real and very relatable, and I think it's a very important book for anyone who has faced those problems, for them to read that. I do think it is healing in certain things. It is a very raw read, and Perfect Break follows that vein, but really embraces the concept. The concept is best friends Claire and Madison. One stays in her hometown, the other one moves out west. And they're teens. That's very important, very key. At that age, we get miffed and pissed at the most seriously silly things ever. But certain friendships are made to last, even, taking hits as theirs does. She commits to the concept so well in this, because it's always either a text message or an email sent from one to the other and vice versa, and replies and whatnot. It feels real, and as I read, I remembered some of my adventures as a teen and my problems as a teen, and I do think that she commits to the concept and she develops it so well, because sometimes you have like a longer poem, and other times it's really short. Because sometimes all you have is that's the reply. That's all the time that you have to reply. And other times there's more. There's one called Good Thoughts. That's longer. Every time that she writes in the voice of either Claire or Madison, it feels genuine to that character. And I think that's a really, really impressive thing to pull off in this concept. Rather than a highlight poem, it exists as a whole, like the waitlist one. So choosing a favorite would be a hard thing to do, and you would have to actually enjoy the whole rather than snippets from here and there. Still, Anaïs proves once again that she's one of my favorite poets. And she has a very peculiar vision when it comes to poetry and how she attacks it and approaches it. So that's 4 for 4 in regards to me reading her work. Ever since I read Bright Needles, I was impressed. I still insist that The Whisper Collector is my favorite, because I like poetry collections that I can read out of sequence and whatnot, and I can pick and choose my favorites. I still really like the waitlist one. I still really like A Perfect Break, and I'm sure that when I get to book number 5, Liminal Hymns, I'm really gonna enjoy that too, because she is a very peculiar writer. She always surprises. Very personable, very approachable poetry. And showing that poetry is not one thing, it can be such an amazingly complex thing. So, cheers to Ms. Chartschenko, and check this out. Till next time though, peace, love, and maki rolls.